Hi everyone, it is me, Xena here, or Xena Pappas, or Xena Amphipolis here, or Xena Fighter Elderling here, and today I'm gonna have to talk about, something. So over the years, a lot of folks have said a lot of things about me, and about how there's so many other Farseer shows that had come along before me or after me that, a lot of folks out there think, you know, like when my show first there was Heracles, then I spinned it off from Heracles, and then Buffy came along, Angel came along, and even before that, you had a shitload. You had Sinbad, you had Robin Hood, and then you had other shows like Queen of Swords or The Beastmaster or The Fiend Overling, All these shows. You even had Grimm and Supernatural, which I say unearthly. And you had Dynasty, I guess, or King, I guess Kinship or Kingship or whatever. And a lot and a lot of these shows, Granavid, Granavid. I can't say his name right. Forgive me for that. Galavid. Now, a lot of folks out here are going to say, "Oh, Xena, wasn't there a war between you and Buffy Summers back in the day, between you and Buffy?" First off, I don't really think there was. You see, Buffy Summers, or Buffy the Bloodsucker Slayer, her show may have started between 97 while, so my show had already been on already had some sagas to its name. If there was a show that my show was more near to, it would have been Angel, and I'll tell you why. You want to know why, folks? Xena says, I'll tell you why. Because Angel's show was an off spin-off of the Buffy show. And that show, me and Angel probably had more of the same than it was with Buffy. But they'll still get folks out there that still like to bring up how our shows and their shows are the same. And they'll say, oh, Willow Rosenberg and, Gabrielle, they're almost alike. Joxer and Xander, yeah, those two are alike. And then they're offshooting, Aries and Spike and a bunch of other bullshit. Well, here's a little thing to let you know about it. Me and Buffy get along very well these days. Now, me and Angel have a lot more things that are the same. Both of us were in black. Both of us spinned off some other shows. Me, Heracles, him, Buffy. It's true that I was a warlord fear striker who wanted to atone for one's misdeeds. He was a bloodsucker for soul that's atoning for everything that the Fiend did, and for the things he did when he was alive, and all the things that the Fiend did after, all the things that he did when he was a living being, and all the things that the Fiend did. My show has a lot more things that are same from his show. So that would be the show that more folks should really say that we were the same from one another. And a lot of folks also like to go out and say that, oh, how does it feel, Xena, that your show will never get a new boot, but so many other shows did? First off, we have good shows like Sinbad and Conan. I forgot about Conan. I'm sorry, Conan, my friend. We had Sinbad and Conan and Robin Hood all around the same time that my show was going on. We also later on got Buffy and Angel. And then we started getting other shows like Siva, if I'm saying her name right. And then we also got into other shows like, I don't know, Grimm or Supernatural, Unearthly, or Queen of Sword, or County Bunch Jr., Younger, And then Walker, Texas Ranger, and Unso, because there's so many other shows out there. It's like, Xena, how's it feel that you never got a new boot and some shows did? Well, good for them then. Great for them. I'm happy to hear that Walker, Texas Ranger got a new boot. Wonderful. I'm not angry or irked that Cordell Walker and Walker, Texas Ranger, or Walker, Texas, keeper got a new boot. Yeah. Wonderful. Me and him, we both be on USA at the same time. So, and then other folks will say, well, Xena, the grounds to why your new boot didn't work out because your followership didn't like it. Yeah, there are some folks in my followership that, like to gatekeep and like to start rise, and they don't like anything that's not the same, folks that don't get along if your take on Xena is not the same as theirs, or want to gatekeep you and a bunch of other shit. Yeah. But I don't really care about any of that shit, because there were some folks that were looking forward to a new boot or a new take or whatever bloody hell was going to be. But no, it can't be that way, And let me tell you something. When my new boot was coming out or being worked on or whatever you want to say, there were many folks in the Xena Fighter Atheling followership who were against it. Oh no, gonna hate the new boot. The new take won't be as good as the first one. Yeah. You could and all you folks were patting yourselves on the back and clapping your hand and whatever the fuck you were doing, whatever the bloody hell, whatever bloody things you were doing when the new boot didn't happen. Like you thought you were some kind of good doer standing up to some kind of evil doers. Yeah, get over yourselves. And another thing that some folks in the Xena Fighter Atheling followership are guilty of is good doer worshipping LUCILLE LAWLESS. Well, really she'd be Tappard, formerly Lawless, formerly Ryan. Good doer worshipping her. Everything she says and does you think is cool. You don't care if it's sinful and unlawful. Oh, I'm gonna good doer worship a show player because she played some sales in some films and shows and plays that I liked. Well, guess what? I don't good doer worship anyone. If someone does something wrong, then I'm going to bring it up. All right? I'm not going to good doer worship them, and I'm not going to go stand up for them or some bullshit like that. So stop good doer worshiping LUCILLE Tappard, formerly Lawless, formerly Ryan. All right. And another thing I want to get into to end this film is that there are so many folks out there who don't even know about my show. Well, my show, a lot of folks like to say that my show said or did things that no one else show ever did. They're like, oh, well, Xena had all this fighting. There was no other show that had it. Oh, there were many other shows. Heracles. But here's what I don't understand. You folks love my show. You hated Heracles' show. Well, okay, I don't understand why you love my show so much, but you hated Heracles' show. If it wasn't for Heracles and his show, then my show would have never spun off, because I was a spin-off self that started out on his show before I got my own show. And there was fighting and all that cool shit, and Conan and Sinbad and Robin Hood shows too. Hell, Buffy and Angel had it. Queen of Swords had it. Kelty Bun Younger had it. What else other shows had it? Stand Against Evil, Ash Fights Evil Dead. Yeah, I forgot those shows. Grimm had it. Supernatural or Unearthly. Yeah, that show tends to kind of behave kind of like my show a little, which makes you think that some folks made that show kind of may have either saw my show or at least knew enough about to borrow some things. And then you had other good shows like Jack of All Trades, but never got good watch time, though. So, anyway, yeah, all these other shows out there, and that my show wasn't the first show to have any fighting in it, though. And a lot of folks always, and I don't understand. And I'll get back to this. Why did you hate Heracles' show so much? I don't understand it. You always hear about folks in the Xena Fighter Atheling followership that they hate the Heracles show. Well, I'm going to tell you right now that needs to stop. All right, Heracles' show wasn't flawless. There were a lot of things that were wrong, a lot of things that didn't work out with my show, but my show wasn't flawless either. Yeah, my show ran for about 6 followings, was on sundry, farcier folkworks, businesses, whatever. So anyway, that's all the time I want to talk about. Xena, Fighter Elderling, Xena Papis, Xena and Fibulus. See you later.